Tonight, Game 3 in Detroit. Cat with a great bounce-back performance, 31 points. Put the Knicks up by 7 with about 3 minutes to go. Pistons down 3. About a minute to go. Cade Cunningham lost it. Here come the Knicks in transition. Jalen Brunson, key 2, puts the Knicks up by 5. Brunson tonight had a huge game with 30. The watch party, checking that out. Big sequence for the Knicks. And they go on to win Game 3, prevailing by 2 in Detroit, 118-116. And in the fourth quarter, they took a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter and were able to prevail down the stretch.
Looked like a totally focused basketball team. 2 days off to prepare for this one, and they were ready to go, and they established their lead early on in the game. Now, this fourth quarter, it got hairy, boy. I'll tell you, these Pistons do not go away. They were playing defense, trying to get themselves back into these games. Dennis Schroeder just makes big plays and big shots, but boy, was Jalen Brunson huge. 4 for 6 down the stretch in the fourth quarter, struggled 4-15 to start the game. But Karl Anthony Towns was right there with Jalen Brunson making big shots. That increased the lead to 7. Off this miss here, the lead is down to 3. And then Cade Cunningham, a 3-point game, gets to the front of the rim. Outstanding defense by Karl Anthony Towns. And I love Brunson not waiting for the defense to get set. Attack and transition when the defense isn't ready. Big basket puts him up 5. Another huge basket puts him up 7. That's what Brunson does. Mr. Clutch won the Clutch Award, showed why he won the Clutch Award. Just a monster win for the Knicks.
Brunson with the 30-12 came in the fourth quarter. You see the stats. Notice the Knicks from the line. Fantastic, 26 out of 29. And points in the paint, Knicks with 46, Pistons with 36. Didn't matter that the Pistons bench outscored the Knicks bench 40-9.
Also, the way he gets loose balls. Any loose change out there, he finds it. He gets those loose rebounds where you're like, someone grab the ball, and he's just so quick to those loose balls. And that's part of the physical play that wins in the playoffs. You see Mikal Bridges, and there's Karl Anthony Towns. He's like, I've had enough of this business here. Karl Anthony Towns has got the skill level over all the Pistons, obviously, just has to match the physicality. How about that screen? Karl Anthony Towns just gets a nice little dagger job at Asur Thompson, little grabbing, little holding. Mitchell Robinson's like, wait a second, Paul Reed, wait a second. Paul Reed almost took out Zach Zarba on that one with an elbow. That's not what you want to do with the officials. And there's Hardaway Jr. And I like the way Mikal Bridges just walked away from that one. There are certain times where you gotta stand up.
In an NBA best-of-7 series that's tied at 1 game apiece, the winner of Game 3 wins the series 74% of the time.
You know, players hate to hear that.
All right. Well, just thought I'd throw it out there.
Because the Pistons still think they're going to win this series.
Tom Thibodeau's crew is up 2-1. We'll get his reaction to a 118-116 win coming up. Game 4 is Sunday afternoon. We are on the air at 12:30 with a pregame show. And then after the game on ABC, you want to come on over here to MSG for an hour-long postgame show in the aftermath of Game 4. Tom Thibodeau now, his post-Game 3 comments presented by Chase.
I thought the way we started the game was much better. I thought our rebounding effort was better. It was hard-fought game and timely plays down the stretch. I thought Cat was huge for us. Jalen, big. OG was terrific, start to finish. Mikal. Mitch had a big presence in the game as well.
You guys played fast to start this one, and Cat got a lot of threes in trailing. Is that kind of what you want to see from this group, the flow of how everything went? It kind of came natural, nothing was forced?
We thought the first game we played, faster, and it was good for us. And really, that's the way we like to play. Then we got bogged down in Game 2. And each game is different. So you have to, understand what goes into it, learn from each one, and then get ready for the next one. So, there's obviously a lot of things that we have to do better and correct for Sunday's game.
Tom, just the way you guys played in the hostile territory with the crowd and everything that they were going, just do you learn something new about your team when back against the wall coming into a place like this and playing the way they did?
Yeah, it's playoff basketball. We have guys that have been in a lot of big games. We've been a good road team all year, so I think we understand what goes into winning. And then, we had disappointment from the loss in game 2. So I thought the readiness to play was very good.
Jalen got a lot of hate out there from the crowd. How do you think he handled that, and how do you think he handled the game?
He did.
You didn't hear that? It's pretty loud.
Well, to Jalen, those are cheers.
Okay.
He lives for that stuff.
Tom, can you talk about the force that Cat played with? I mean, he was under some nonstop scrutiny after a difficult game or whatever in game.
Well, I'd say welcome to New York, but I think he has a really good understanding of New York, being from here. So basically, he's unfazed. And he's been around. He's got a lot of confidence, and he bounced back great. And so he can score a lot of different ways, and I thought he used his versatility to his strength, and he moved extremely well without the ball.
Tom, still with Cat, you talked about scoring in multiple different ways. What did you see from him, the difference of going up against a smaller defender like Tobias versus it seems like he saw more Jalen Duren tonight, one-on-one in the perimeter, that difference in the going against a big versus going against a small?
Yeah, and he's seen that all year, so usually he's going to get a mix of guys. He's going to get different looks. And, I think he's comfortable playing inside and outside. And so the smaller guy goes on him, he goes into the post. The bigger guy goes on, you can take him away from the basket. You can catch and shoot with him. You can play pick and roll with him. There's a lot of different things that you could do with him, and then just recognize that and then play off each other. When the second defender comes, right, don't fight the double team. Just trust the pass, and we got an advantage on the backside. I thought guys made a lot of good plays for each other, whether it was getting the ball at the floor quick, getting into the paint, spraying it out, making the extra pass, and that gave everyone good rhythm.
Tom, when you look at the defense against Cade, team-wide, what did you see that worked?
Yeah, he's a great player, puts a lot of pressure on you. And, you have to have the thing I like about both OG and Mikal is they stick with it. And you have to have a determination. Sometimes you could defend him perfectly and he can make, and I think the team has to be in tune with what you're trying to do as well. But you also, you have to be aware of his ability to pass. And then you got to cover the 3-point line. So Hardaway got loose on us, and obviously we got to do a better job with that.
Tom, 2 quick ones. First was, did you get an explanation for that last play at the free throw line where buzzer goes off and they somehow get a side out even though they don't have any timeouts? No? Okay, cool. No explanation.
They said, no, they did say that's that's what's in the rules, and it doesn't seem right to me. And it's unfortunate. That should never happen, ever, in a playoff game. Never happen.
No. And second, it seemed like they went on run after run after run trying to take the lead down the stretch, and you guys just fought them off. Can you talk about the resilience your team showed tonight?
Yeah, just got to have a lot of toughness. I thought guys made timely shots. I thought Cat made big shots for us. Jalen made huge shots for us. Mikal, we had a lot of guys, and we had a lot of hustle plays. I thought OG and Josh were all over the place. And sometimes, it's a possession game really in the playoffs, and you don't know which possession is going to be the difference. So that's why you fight to win every possession. Every possession matters.
Tom, there was a stretch there right in front of you. There was a stretch there, especially in the end of the second quarter or so, where OG defensively off the ball just seemed like he was getting into every passing lane, every dribble lane. When he's kind of in that mode, how does it affect how your other 4 guys are able to?
Well, he's really disruptive, and the thing that really triggers a lot of that stuff is the ball pressure. So I thought Mitch gave us great ball pressure, and then and OG reads plays extremely well. He has great anticipation, and he can invite passes and then get to them. And I think when you get those turnovers, particularly those live ball turnovers, that gets you easy offense, and you need those easy baskets. We scored 118. So it's a big number, and we got that's when we're at our best.
Tom, was there anything you saw early in the game or maybe even before the game and Cat gave you an idea that he was in for the kind of game he was in for?
Well, the one thing about Cat is he doesn't lack confidence. He's a very, very confident guy. So, I felt that, the type of game we had was a low-scoring game. He was loaded up on, but that's not going to take away to his approach in the next game. The next game, he has to believe. He came out with the mindset of attacking right from the start, and I think that was important for him and us. But he's been through a lot of these things before. I think for particularly big guys, when they're loading up and putting 2 and 3 guys on you, you gotta score different ways. You gotta really score off your movement and your activity, and I thought he did that.
Tom, I think right in front of you, Tom. I think 5 technicals, a flagrant. Just early on, it seemed like a lot of chippiness. How do you think your guys handled that, respond to it?
Yeah, playoff basketball. That's part of it. Play with emotion, but controlled emotion.
When we come back, we're going to have some key plays from the Wall. Cat with that key jumper to put the Knicks up by 7. Also, we're going to hear from Detroit coach J.B. Bickerstaff. Stay with us, everybody. Back now at the Wall as the Knicks win game 3 by 2. Karl-Anthony Towns had a great start with 11 points. Yeah. Seemed like it got him going for the rest of the game. And then in crunch time, about 3 minutes ago, Knicks up 5. What a huge fall away over Tobias Harris.
Well, he doesn't lack confidence, just like Tom Thibodeau just said in his press conference, because he showed the entire arsenal of skill. Now, look at this defense. Freeze it there, loading up. Look, Jalen Duren going into boxes and elbows right here with Tobias Harris on Karl-Anthony Towns. But he waits and comes to the corner and waits for Jalen Duren to get out of there so he can operate. If you're not going to bring the double team at Karl-Anthony Towns, he doesn't get rid of the ball here. He looks. He's like, nope, I'm not giving this one up. Then he comes to the corner. Duren comes back and says, okay, I think Harris can handle him. Can't handle that kind of skill level. That looks like Carmelo Anthony turnaround over his left shoulder. Got himself the space. That's a tough shot for a 7-footer to make. I mean, that is a skilled play, a lot like Hakeem Olajuwon, you name it. That's just a big-time bucket, and I think he took onus on himself to be more aggressive the whole entire game and in the fourth quarter to show, if you're going to guard me one-on-one with a smaller defender, this is too easy, I'm too good, I'm too skilled, and that was a big-time play by Karl-Anthony Towns.
Huge, too, put the Knicks up by 7. Then the Pistons, about 1:30 to go, they're down 3. Cade Cunningham's got a great opportunity. Great play by Towns down low, leads to a Jalen Brunson bucket the other way.
This Pistons team would not go away. Schroeder had hit a 3. Cade Cunningham completely beats. Look at that. Right there. Look, freeze. Anunoby falls. Cunningham's coming right to the basket. He's 6'7". Karl-Anthony Towns is a little late getting over here and does a great job of walling up, going straight up, using his size. I think right here, Cunningham was in the middle of, do I just go for the finish or do I try to draw the foul? And Karl-Anthony Towns didn't bail him out, gets that block or that tip, and this is the best part about Jalen Brunson. Defense isn't set. I have an opportunity to get an easy layup in transition with 1:26 on the clock. That absolutely is a back-breaking 2 points that the Pistons give up here on that layup. Brings the lead to 5, and the Knicks were able to salt away this win at the free throw line. Although, I don't know what the heck happened with that score clock person. That was wrong. The NBA has to change that rule.
J.B. Bickerstaff, Pistons coach, his post-game comments right here.
JB, how disappointed are you guys right now? I mean, it's frustrating, excuse me, for a bunch of different reasons. I thought in the second half we played well enough to win the game. There's some procedural things that we've got questions on. In the game situation, we foul. The foul happens, you go back and look at it with 1 second or 0.9 seconds. The question I have is, how come we don't go and make sure that we're positive of the time on the clock? The Brunson play where he catches the ball in the front court, recognizes that he's getting ready to go in the back court, and then drops the ball, right? And we had a timeout with 5.8 seconds on the clock. So there's some things procedurally that I have questions about, and I'd be interested to hear some answers.
I believe there's an explanation we heard in the final 2 minutes where you're allowed to have the momentum take you into the backcourt.
Yeah, if you catch the ball, have possession, and put it down, to me, that's possession in the front court. The ball has to be thrown into the backcourt. If you catch it in the front court, the ball's not in the backcourt. So, again, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see.
JB, what's the mood of the team in the locker room right now? There's a lot in the atmosphere going for them. To lose like this could be pretty deflating. What are the guys feeling like right now?
We won't be deflated. Our guys are too committed to one another. We're not results driven. We'll show up Sunday and we're going to lay it on the line. We're going to fight like hell and see what happens.
All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from Josh Hart. Did it all. 2 there, had 6 points, had a lot of boards and assists as well. It's reaction coming up. Game 4 is Sunday afternoon. We're here at 12:30 with a pregame show. And then after the game on ABC, click on over here for our hour-long postgame show after Game 4. Josh Hart, the win tonight, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Here he is now after the game.
Josh, could you just talk about the resilience that this team showed on how you responded after game 2?
Yeah, I mean, we're not surprised. I feel like we've been that team all year, and in terms of responding and bouncing back after losses. So now the tough part is how do you have to win? And we have to make sure we come in Sunday, early start, ready to play. Get off to a good start like we did today, and execute.
It was exhausting watching in that game. What was it like playing in it?
It was great. It was cool. It was fun. Playoff basketball. That's the style of play that we're comfortable with. Yeah, it was fun.
With all the chanting and stuff about Jalen, is he ever affected by that kind of stuff?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I think he showed it. He's not. That's the crowd doing their job, trying to throw him off. But, I think he's Clutch Player of the Year. I think, in those moments, he's not really too worried about the crowd. He's focused on helping his team win, and he did that.
Why is it? You ever heard an entire building chant that at a player?
Nah, I don't think so. Obviously, you heard it. I mean, Houston did it to Draymond, and Boston did it to Draymond. We don't care. We're going to go out there and play our game, and nothing the foul fans do really dictate how we go about anything.
The overall, balance, and obviously he got off the ball more, and just 4 guys scoring 20. And
yeah, I mean that's something that we talked about. Even that second half, I think when we started, when they made a little bit of a run, it's because we were playing slow, and we had to make sure we continued to play faster. But that's what we want to do. We want to get guys involved, get JB off the ball sometimes, and let everybody work.
Josh, have you ever seen a team with no timeouts get another one the way that unfolded at the end of the game?
Nah, I mean, we're in Detroit, bro. What you expect? You know what I mean? They were had the home court advantage. So that's example A of home court advantage.
Yeah, he's just so important. Played 40-plus minutes again. Tom Thibodeau loves having him out there. And the chemistry that he has with Jalen Brunson, it's immeasurable because those guys they can read each other's minds. And Josh Hart loves playing in these big games. He loves the physicality. I thought his defense was really, really good this year, all year, and especially this game. He was guarding multiple guys. He was physical when he was on Cade Cunningham, giving up size right there to Tobias Harris, but just one of those guys that just wants it more than his opponents. And all those loose balls, he led the NBA in recovering loose balls. You could see that tonight. That's so important in the playoffs when you're getting those loose rebounds, those loose balls, those deflections.
The former Knick Tim Hardaway Jr. tied Cade Cunningham for team-high scoring honors with 24. Hardaway Jr. began 5 for 5 from 3 and then went 2 of 7. Here's Hardaway Jr. after the game.
When you look back at tonight's game, do you feel that it was called differently than the last two?
You're trying to get me in trouble. You know what? it is what it is at the end of the game, at the end of the day. I feel like for ourselves, we got to do a better job not putting, those guys in that position. We have to try to do a better job of, like I said, giving ourselves a better opportunity to win the ball game and win on our terms for the most part. So it is what it is at the end of the day, but at the same time, on Sunday, we have to do a better job of that. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. It was great. Happy we try to give them something to cheer for. We're going to need that same mindset and that energy on Sunday.
All right, we continue. OG Anunoby, big game on both ends, 22 points. His post-game reaction next as the Knicks win it by 2 tonight. Welcome back, everyone. Knicks beat the Pistons by 2 tonight in Game 3. The watch party, watching OG Anunoby sink the bucket. He had 22 in the game. Here he is after the game now. Thomas.
Felt like this team won this game in various different ways, starting fast offensively, the defense. Is this a performance that, in this type of setting, that really kind of stamps the type of team you guys are?
Oh, no, for sure, yeah. I mean, it was big time, the whole team stepped up. Thought we played great, especially the second quarter was really good. And it was a big-time win.
OG, 4 20-point scores tonight. What'd you like the way the offense was executed?
Everyone was shooting with confidence, balls moving, being aggressive, getting stops, scoring in transition, scoring early. And I think we're really hard to guard when it's like that.
You know how you're setting a lot of screens on you to kind of get you off Cade. You think you're able to kind of combat that physicality a little better today?
Yeah, we made adjustments, and I'm sure they'll make adjustments again, and we'll make adjustments also. So just going to watch the film, see what we can improve on, and try to be better.
You know how a shooter will get hot and take a heat check? Do you take heat checks off the ball as a defender?
Not really, but I know what you mean. It just depends, just reading.
Because sometimes it feels like the end of the second quarter, when you've made like 4 correct reads in a row off the ball and help, and then you jump in again, and it's a little bit more of a higher risk play, but it pays off. Like, is that a play that you make if those 4 previous plays don't go well? Or is that a play you think twice about?
I think no matter what, even if the plays didn't go well, I'll still try to make that play. Just reading and making an assumption and just trusting my instincts.
OG, were you as confused as everyone else when Jalen misses the free throw, buzzer goes off, and somehow they get in the ball side out, or did you know what was happening?
Oh, no, in the game, I don't think anyone knew what happened. It took a long time.
Do you know why they got did they give you an explanation? Do you understand?
They didn't give me an explanation. I thought it was going to be a reshoot of the free throw. Yeah. Then they said, I don't know, they were saying a bunch of stuff out there.
Do you think it was home cooking at all, for the buzzer to go off the way it did, and for the implication to be you basically get an extra timeout when you didn't have one?
I didn't even think about that, but maybe. I won't say it was. Maybe, who knows?
What Mikal gave you guys tonight?
He's just what Mikal does. He's a great player, so it's not a surprise at all. He's always done that his whole career, making an impact on both ends, so...
Defensive chemistry. I remember early in the season you guys were figuring out between you and Mikal. Where is that now?
It's getting better and better each game, and it's just going to continue to grow.
What do you think of kind of the way you guys responded after Monday? Tough environment. Mm-hmm. They obviously made a ton of runs at you guys. What'd you learn about kind of this team and obviously a big spot in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. I knew we were a resilient group. I knew we were mentally tough, well coached, and we just go out there and execute. And we know it's a game of runs. So we just counted their runs of our runs. So.
All right, fantastic 4 with Towns 31, Brunson 30, OG 20, Mikal Bridges 20. First time since 72 that 4 Knicks have scored at least 20 points in a single playoff game. And we haven't mentioned Cade Cunningham, while he went for 24, but he shot only 10 out of 25. Mm-hmm. And OG Anunoby had a lot to do with that. The MSG 150 for you, recapping what's happening around the NBA. Situation last night between the Warriors and the Rockets. We'll detail what happened and have more next. And here we go with the Audi MSG 150 final, the fastest 150 seconds in the National Basketball Association. Last night, Amin Thompson undercut on Jimmy Butler. Game 2, Warriors and Rockets. Steven Adams hip check Thompson into Butler. Butler in pain. This is in the first quarter. He came out, did not come back in. His status very much up in the air for Game 3 on Saturday. Thompson got the foul. Jimmy missed his free throw, then came out of the game, and that was that. Alperen Şengün's big game, 17 points and 16 rebounds. Nice move with the left hand. Wild sequence late second. This is a 58-second span of 6 straight possessions, resulting in 6 straight threes. 18 points in 58 seconds. Tick, 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 tick. Fred VanVleet's going to score here after Buddy Hield. Steph Curry for the Warriors. He had 20. Throwing that one up. Jalen Green, excellent game last night for the Rockets, had 38. He's not known for his three-point shooting, but he hit that one. And then it's Steph Curry again. After all this, however, Rockets were up by 12. Got a little rough in the second half. Jalen Green, the elbow on Draymond Green. The call here is a flagrant one. Draymond has a word with Green. Fourth quarter now, Draymond and VanVleet have some words. Multiple players gather on the floor. Spot shadow for emphasis on Pat Spencer. Right there. Tari Eason throws a towel and it gets Spencer in the face. Eason got a tee. Oh, by the way, the Rockets won to tie the series at 1. Cleveland, Miami. Cleveland up 4, under 2 to go. Donovan Mitchell, 3 of his 30. 40 seconds left. Tyler Hero in the lane. Foul called on Jarrett Allen. Minimal contact for sure. Hardly any contact at all. Kenny Atkinson with the most in-your-face challenge request you'll ever see. Yeah, I'm going to check. Timeout. I'm going to challenge. Watch that again. First time a coach has ever posterized an official. We think we've never seen that before. Cavs won it 121-112. So they're up over the Heat in this series, 2-0. That's your MSG 150 final presented by Audi. Post-game comments from Cat and Jalen Brunson, each with 30. Brunson actually 30, Cat 31. Their post-game comments coming up. Cade Cunningham for the Pistons, only 10 of 25 from the floor. Here are his post-game comments.
Cade, the Pistons led for 2 minutes and 37 seconds tonight, yet it was a close game pretty much to the final second. Just what kept you guys in it tonight and what kind of went wrong toward the end?
Yeah, just us continuing the battle, trying to get our defense, trying to get a footing on our defense. And, we had a lot of timely plays and stuff. So I don't think we're going to allow them to get away from us, but it's about a little detail, small plays to allow us to get back in the game, control the game.
Any other questions? A point about a minute and a half left in the game. You came down, you spun, you lost your defender, and you had it, and then you went up against Karl Anthony Towns. I don't know if it was foul or a block or something like that. Can you recount that play? And do you think that was a kind of a turning point there? You had the momentum going, and from that point, you guys, they just were a little bit out of reach after that point.
Yeah, tough play. I can't comment whether it was or wasn't a foul. I didn't get the foul, so it wasn't. So, it's just a tough one. Ball didn't bounce our way.
Meantime, for the Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns, 31. Jalen Brunson had 30. And as you look at the full page here, Knicks teammates with at least 30 points in the same playoff game. Only the 4th time it's happened in Knicks history, and the first time since 99. And look at 1968, Dick Barnett and Cassie Russell there for you. All right, Cat and Jalen now, post-game podium comments. Here we go.
Jalen, for starters, just can you talk us through what it took to win this game today?
A lot of focus, mental toughness, and just us sticking together, and just found a way to come away with a win.
You spoke a lot this morning about getting off the ball and getting other guys involved. Is it rewarding at all to see that approach pay off today?
Yes.
Jalen, have you ever played in a environment like that was directly pointed at you in terms of the crowd to that level?
In the NBA, no. in the NBA, no. Well, that was. I give them a lot of credit, and they made an environment special for their home team, and we just found a way to win the game. But that was definitely a lot. So you got to give a lot of credit to that fan base.
Kat, can you talk about your aggressiveness from the start and how that kind of got you going?
Yeah, just got opportunities to do things on the offensive end. Their defense we found a way on transition to get me some good looks, and I was able to, capitalize on that, and it started the night off. So shout out to Cap, Josh, they found me in the flow of the offense, and I was able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Jalen, beyond being rewarding, just how much do you think that ball movement helped the offense today go?
It helped a lot, and we were able to stay in rhythm as a team, and even when they went on runs, and we were all in sync, and we were all on the same page, and so we found a way to win. I'm just happy that we did.
And then Carl, you got chippy a couple times out there. You obviously had, kind of went at Paul Reed a little bit. Do you think you guys were able to impose your will a little bit, today?
We just came to fight. We wanted to give ourselves the best chance to win, and we got to match the physicality. So I thought we did a good job of that tonight.
Hey, Jalen, when guys are saying, when the whole crowd, like 20,000 people are chanting that at you.
Chanting what?
I think you heard it.
I didn't hear it.
Nobody heard it?
No.
It's a PG rated show. I'm not, but does that
This is a show?
I mean, I don't know what we're on. Actually right now. Are we live? I don't know.
That's crazy. You're trying to say there's a script?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Tibbs said for you those are cheers, and you live for that stuff. Is there something motivating about that? Does it tick you off? Like how do you internalize that kind of stuff?
I mean, do I think it's cheers? No, but it's just another way to get me focused and stay composed and stay poised. Just another obstacle, and then knowing that my teammates have my back, it's nothing.
Kat, you talked about you guys getting out in transition and you being the trail man and getting some shots up. How important was it, in addition to just getting out and playing fast, but to just let the ball fly too and have a quick trigger?
Again, shout out to the teammates. Kat, Kale, Josh, OG. They finding me in those transition opportunities, and like I said, I'm just happy that I was able to capitalize on those moments.
I'll go. That's fine. Have either of you ever seen a team with no timeouts get the ball back side out when the buzzer goes off like that? And were you guys as confused as everybody else? Did you know that that's a rule?
Hey, shout out to their table.
Yeah, they need a raise for that.
Shout out to the table. 10 years, I ain't never seen that. They gave him a chance, bro.
Smart.
Shout out to them.
Smart on their part. But
I got nothing but respect for that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
About the game Cat had, the versatility.
No, don't talk about me, please.
Oh, I'd love to hear it, though, actually. The game he played and the versatility he showed, and just really from the beginning, played with force.
Yeah, he played great. He set the tone offensively for us, and defensively as well. And that's the Cat we know. And, I mean, it's no surprise to us. And we're just happy when he's able to go out there and do that. And I think myself and others, we put all of ourselves in positions to be successful tonight. And happy we came away with a win.
I'm curious, just with the way the series has gone so far, with the way their crowd was into it, Jalen, with the way that they kind of dug into you specifically, the fans. Is a win like this tonight galvanizing on any sort of level, just to kind of pull the game out, to feel like different forces are kind of against you in those moments, for the whole starting five collectively to play as well as it did? What does this win do for you?
I mean, the playoffs is definitely important, and it's definitely great to get a win, regardless of where or what the circumstances are. But it's great. It's something that we're proud of. And tomorrow I'll be focused on Game 4. And so we got to have short-term memory. Whether we win or lose, we have that short-term memory.
Question for either of you. I don't think we've talked about Josh enough through this series. How impressive is just him and the motor he plays with? This is game 85 now, and it felt like he just continued to come through with the 50-50 balls for you guys when you needed it most in all three games at points.
That's just who he is. Since the moment I've met him, since day one to be in the league. That's who he is, and that's what he prides himself on. So it's no surprise to us.
All right, so points by game this series for Brunson. You see he's got at least 30 in all three. Fourth quarter, game 1, 12 points. Fourth quarter, game 2, 14 points. Fourth quarter tonight, game 3, 12 points. And as we've talked about, he was named the clutch player of the year in the NBA yesterday, and he's showing why in this playoff series yet again. All right, so the Knicks win pivotal game number 3 tonight, 118-116, and that sets the stage for game 4 on Sunday afternoon. Pregame show here at 12:30, game on ABC. Then you want to come back here to MSG for an hour-long postgame show, and also stream our coverage on MSG Plus, now the Gotham Sports app. Up next here on MSG, it's a better half hour. Knicks prevail in Detroit. Cat with 31. Knicks win 118-116. Cade Cunningham, 24 points, but only 10 of 25 shooting. Cat with some huge buckets down the stretch. And the Knicks win it 118-116. Those who were at the watch party loving what they saw. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you on Sunday.